Hello, everyone. Welcome to Table Quests, where we stream Dungeons and Dragons here on Twitch every Wednesday, except for the Wednesdays we don't. Um, so far, there's only been one of those, but it's always 7 PM EST, which the last few weeks has been different every week. So hopefully, everyone's adjusting well to that. Those of you for whom there is an adjustment. Um, This is session number 4, our hopefully first of many campaigns, Doors and Deities. You can watch the previous episodes over on our YouTube channel, Table Quests, and you can also see some highlights there if we get those uploaded. You can find all of our stuff, including YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Discord. I don't think our Instagram is on there on our Linktree. I believe it's linktree.com/tablequests. Don't have that linked. Am I right in that?
Yes, it is.
Yes, you are.
All right.
It's in our Twitter bio. If
Okay.
you guys
Bio.
want to go find that as well.
So go Twitch profile, Twitter, Linktree, back to Twitter. Makes perfect sense if you don't think about it. Special thank yous to Syrinscape for the use of their sound library for all of the music and sound effects you'll be hearing tonight and every other night into the future, as well as to Animated Battle Maps on Patreon. That is patreon.com/animatedmaps. I've actually been saying that wrong this whole time. Patreon.com/animatedmaps, where you can find the lovely 3D animated battle maps that we will be using through this campaign as well. My name is Drew. I am the Dungeon Master for this evening. We also have John.
Hello.
Kat, Kendra, Mike, and Walt. Again, I'm pointing
Hey.
not where they are, because they look different, so don't worry about this. And unless anybody has anything else to say, I think we're ready to jump in.
Let's do it.
No surprise announcements. That's what I love to hear. So, last week, look, I'm a DM. I hate surprises. Last week, the crew of Emnail, Tempest, Deziel, Lyra, and Pep began their search for the rumored talking bear named Zachary, who's the circus's beastmaster, who has gone missing in the last few days. Deziel and Tempest, in the night, under cover of darkness, slipped back into the circus, searched through his carriage, finding a number of things there. They found a map of the forested swamp where he had last told people he was going, as well as a book on the amphibious animals of Altrim, open to a page on Bullywugs, the sentient frog people, as Pep discovered they were called, from the elven siblings who worked at the bar, giving away a very decent sum of gold in the process. They also found in the carriage a small husky puppy that was missing one of its legs, whom seemed to be kept after, like the rest of the circus staff had taken care of her, but was probably missing her owner. And later on in the morning, after they had all taken their long rest, they gathered with Nestor and the other group, that being, of course, Emerok, the dwarven fighter, and his group of hirelings. Uh-oh. That's going to spaz out in a second, and then we're back.
Yeah, I wasn't able to hear you, so I had to leave the channel and come back in. So.
Oh dear. Oh no. Can you hear me now?
Last minute or so.
Yes, I just said that Deziel's dead, and you're gonna have to roll up a new character. That's good with you, right?
Excellent. It's been fun. Goodbye, my friends.
I mean, you can keep the voice. We gotta have some continuity.
Flawless operators we are.
Oh yeah. It's all about continuity with us. So after you guys had gathered, Nestor basically fired the starting gun, except guns don't exist. We didn't do that. The other group ran to their horses and you decided to play around with them a little bit, making some horses run off, cutting the saddle straps, and you all set off for the wooded swamp, um, where you entered using the map to find the best path through until you reached a small stream that cut through that was crossed by a fallen log, upon which Lyra, crossing over, discovered that there was a giant constricting snake on the other end, which grabbed her. You guys fought that off admirably, um, killing it, which drew the attention of the Bullywugs, who thanked you profusely for killing the terrifying snake that had been um, terrorizing them for some time, killing some of them, and promised to bring you to their queen, who, it is said, has what they call the God Bear, but who you presume to be Zachary, who you're looking for. So you went back to procure the head of the snake, which Lyra tried to do with Emnail's glaive. Didn't work quite as well as the tree did. But that is where we ended, and that is where we're going to pick back up as I hopefully start the music and it just works this time. Yes, it does. Now, in the swamp, the group of 6 bullywugs now walking through the forest. Things, as you kind of wind your way through, start to get swampier as you head down into kind of this small valley. The ground starts to get softer and wetter. The trees become less vertical and more spreading their roots and branches out. You kind of have to hack through, although the bullywugs don't seem to have much of a problem. Obviously, being suited to this environment, they just kind of slip through with ease. Sometimes having to kind of wait up for you past more difficult sections. But yeah, so you were making your way to what you presume to be, or what they tell you is the Bullywug Queen, to accomplish your objective.
I'm gonna stick slightly to the back of the group, and I'm gonna kind of nudge Desiel so he comes closer to me, and I'll say to him, "Are you sure we should be just following them blindly? You seem to know more about these creatures than I do. Could this be some sort of trap?"
Well, yes, it could be. But then again, we are the heroes of the swamp. It seems like
that sentiment is quickly echoed by several of the frogs still. Heroes of the swamp.
Juicy.
Fair enough.
If nothing
I
else,
still think
they know where our target is, our bear friend. And so if he is there as their guest, their prisoner, whatever it may be, then we need to go and do what we must to retrieve him, no? At least this way there is some pretense that we are arriving on good terms, as opposed to simply, whatever other terms they may be.
Sure, I think that's fair. I would also like to keep as much of an eye out as I can to see if I hear horse steps anywhere around us.
You do not. It seems like this area is far too densely packed for horses to easily get through. One of the bullywugs kind of sidles back up to Lyra, who had been talking with. Do you know any other people like you venturing into our swamp? We found this before first light. We found another trampling through
Tempest. The evil dwarves, is that who they need to look out for?
Yeah, no, remember I mentioned earlier, we got distracted by that whole conversation about languages and stuff, but, you know, there was a scream, a loud scream from the forest, and these evil dwarves were trampling through. Very bad guys. Don't trust them. They're mean. They're not fair. They're brutish. Really, you should just kick them out. Be done with them, really. You know, I'm sure you have your own methods of disposal, but just you don't want them here. Unwanted guests.
This one is with the evil dwarf.
Which
He came
oh.
hours ago. Is he with?
What
And if
what
you
does he look
remember-
like?
If you remember, one of the
Yes, he is.
Emerald for sending one of his, or well, sending he left one of his crew ahead early, before the officials start at dawn.
Tempest looks positively gleeful. Yes, he's absolutely with them. They sent him ahead as a scout to spy on you so they could know your weaknesses. They're after you and they're coming. You got to get them before they get you.
And they love snakes.
Yes, big snake
Yes.
fans.
Yes, you said that. You must tell this to the queen. He was very loud and rude.
Snake lovers usually are, so don't worry. We'll inform the queen of all that we must.
They're very much not in agreement at the comment about snakes. Snake lovers, that is. So you make your way along for a bit farther, until the area around you begins to clear a little bit, although the ground is, there's almost a level of standing water, very light mud, moving through. And if you want to switch to the battle map view, I've got a little setting for us. No one's fighting. I mean, you can if you want.
Yes.
But no one is fighting it. I'll shift you guys over there, into this clearing of sorts, where it looks like there's a bit more purchase for trees to grow a bit larger, and it seems like this is what the Bullywugs have made as kind of their loose town or village. A few of them waddle around this kind of open area. You see in the trees, in the roots of the trees, it looks like they've made homes for themselves, and one in particular towards the left here, as you guys kind of come in from the bottom. Seems much bigger and very decorated with flowers and branches. It is where the queen resides. We will take you there.
And the Prince Bullywug is also there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They bring you towards this, or into this kind of hollow tree, which on the inside you see kind of extends up a few, or appear to be sort of levels, kind of cut out into the tree and floors above you. Oh, Walt, can you not see the map? Do you have the
VTT.
ES, the enhancement suite, installed or running? Check your Chrome settings, your Chrome extension settings.
It started
Well,
working now. Sorry.
Machine.
This is fine. Barely any technical difficulties. Barely. Can you see it yet, Mike?
I have the VTT. It's just not. I can figure it out. Just keep going. I'm watching this stream anyway, so no problem.
Okay. Let me know. It might be an issue later. But for now, yeah, it's So you're led into this large wooden, well, wooden in that it's a tree, kind of hall. It stretches back and looks like it actually chains several close trees together, with these kind of wooden lattice structures bridging between them. And in the center of the largest tree, there is a throne that's been fashioned out of these large, thick vines that's kind of been set and hardened. Sitting in it, it's a much larger frog-like being sitting with a wooden staff, kind of set that has flowers poking out. Off to the left side, when you go in, is a wooden, large wooden cage. That within it has a medium-sized brown bear. That looks up as you enter, as do the several frogs who are already in the room, who are very much bowing, clearly in deference to their queen.
Is anyone singing and dancing yub yub?
Yes, several of them are quietly intoning.
This is very Ewok with the
Yeah.
trees and the bridges. Yub yub.
If I see them bowing, I'm gonna rush over and try to imitate their bow, even though they're frogs and I am human, so it's probably very different.
Give it a good go. Seems to appreciate it. You're that.
I didn't hear that. What'd you say?
Yes. Good. What are these outsiders? Heroes, queen. They slew the snake. And you guys still had the head of the snake, right? That you were carrying?
Tempest is gesturing with like jazz hands behind her. Like, yeah.
Tempest gestures
Yes,
to where
indeed.
Pep
Our
has over his shoulder.
mighty warriors are carrying the head.
I'll drop it.
Several. As it kind of smacks to the floor, several of them now see it for the first time. It screams, start running out before they realize that it's dead. The head has been completely severed. The queen kind of sits up in her chair. You killed the snake?
Yep.
Yes,
Your
indeed we did.
Majesty.
Why?
Fearsome warriors, we are here to protect your forest from the likes of snakes and their friends. We've come to warn you about a great danger from these evil dwarves who ally themselves with such monstrous creatures.
Friends of snakes? She looks to one of the bullywugs that brought you in. He kind of... Yes, they tell us of evil demons who ally with snakes.
This is true. Our understanding is that the snakes are enemies of the Bullywugs, no?
Yes, great enemies. They
Well
eat
then.
our people.
We come here to do a service to the Bullywugs and the swamp.
Great enemies require great heroes.
And
This is
great
true.
heroes require great rewards. I noticed that bear in the cage.
Oh, you have seen the god bear. Grandly gestures.
Yes, it's quite beautiful and fascinating. May I approach the bear?
Persuasion check.
Okay.
You may.
Thank you, Your Majesty, for being so gracious. And I'll just walk over to the cage.
The bear moves up towards the bars, and you hear from its throat. You're going to get me out of here, right?
You can talk! Wow, this is incredible. What an amazing day this has turned out to be. Yes, I'm Lyra. Nesta sent me, well, us, because we're very capable warriors, so we're here to rescue you.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Hmm.
What's your plan? I'd rather we didn't hurt
Plan.
them. They're very.
Plan.
I'd rather not.
You're supposed to have a plan in this situation. I'll be back! And I will go back to the group. Hey guys, what's the plan? The bear wants
Now
to
you're
know.
whispering. You're whispering this.
Yes.
Presumably, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys kind of huddle as Lyra.
He can actually talk. It's really cool. We have to save him.
That's so cool. I mean, that's what we were counting on, right? Like, if he doesn't care, we may as well talk. We may as well just go home, you know. My strategy usually is just like go with it.
Mhm.
I have a slight idea. We should try offering the snake head maybe as a gift, and then roll from there. I think. Let's just embrace the chaos.
Okay.
It can't get any worse than it has already been. Like that whole snake was an ordeal. So
Yeah. Give me a really big hug that I did not appreciate. So, I think the snake
consent
head
is important.
very important.
Besides, there is a possibility that there is any other sorts of threats we can maybe dispose of, just as this snake, as sort of a bargain, maybe.
Well, we can begin with the snake and warning about the dwarf spies, and go from there, no?
I think I have another idea for a gift too, depending on how the snake goes.
Oh.
Well, they're meant to be super vain, right? And I mean, what other way to honor a monarch than a portrait?
You can draw.
You can draw.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a mixed media sort of thing. I kind of use what I've got. I don't exactly have the finest supplies, but and she'll like flick through her notebook of like little sketches and stuff and just kind of like hold them out, and they're not bad. Like,
It's incredible. It's like I'm in a museum right now, but I'm not. I'm in a Bullywug throne room.
well, maybe we can turn this throne room into a museum with some new art. And you know, I was thinking we could involve, you know, some of her loyal subjects in the painting, and maybe like a dot work sort of thing, but like with their fingerprints. Like, we'll get creative. We'll see
Okay.
how it goes.
So, who will negotiate on behalf of our bear friend?
I mean, are we going to be telling the truth, or are we going to be
Dizzy,
lying?
would you like to start?
What was that, Walt?
Perhaps,
Give
if
us that
you
again.
insist.
I asked if Desiel wanted to go, and as I asked, I put a hand on his shoulder and I cast guidance.
Okay.
Perhaps. And then if it goes sideways, as they say, then we'll see what fun our friend can conjure, no?
For sure.
So looking at the queen.
So you guys break huddle, and you
Indeed.
can see she was talking with the break.
Subtle.
That she had been similarly conferencing with the Bullywugs who brought you there, and they were apprising her of the situation. You wish to address me.
He will bow with a flourish and say, yes, your majesty. Well, as has been discussed and verified by your loyal servants, we have come clearly as friends to the swamp, performing services. We have information that will be of use to you. And, you know, we are hoping in return that perhaps there might be some way that our friend Zachary, whom you know as the God Bear, might be able to accompany us on another mission. If perhaps you might loan him to us, at least for a while.
The God Bear is a gift to us from the nature goddess. You would not take him from us.
No, I am asking for your permission to allow him to come with us of his own free will. Clearly, we are here to help you, as the nature goddess has sent us clearly to assist you with matters of the swamp, the eliminating of threats, informing you of spies who would come and betray your swamp, and the god there would very much be of help to us on a particular mission on which we find before us.
Make a deception check.
That is all true. He would be of use to us on a mission that we are currently on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Alright.
You have a D4 also.
So that will be persuasion. And don't forget to add your d4.
Thank you.
A 23?
Plus 3, 26.
26. No, it was a DC 30.
Well, shit. Juno
Hey,
is very difficult.
it's technically a thing.
Come on,
Yeah,
come on,
that's
John.
fine.
Use your chrono shift to roll a 1. Then it's perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
She leans back and thinks it over. You promised to return him to us.
I promise that we will not keep him from you any more than a day or two.
She waves her webbed hand in as regal a fashion as she can. Very well, heroes of the swamp. Heroes, here. The god bear may accompany you. She motions again, and several of the bullywugs go and take a wooden key and kind of undo the door of the cage, and Zachary steps out on all fours. Strides over towards you. We'd best be going then. Quickly.
Just calm yourself. We will be going shortly. Do not do anything to upset the situation. Please.
Oh, all right. And have you guys ever seen a bear like sit down?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
He
cute.
kind of rises up and then onto both feet and then kind of sits back. Well, do what you gotta do.
Well, thank you very much. She turns, Your Highness. I assume, as further gesture of goodwill, we are here to inform you also of spies you have in this swamp, dwarves on horses. I assume you've already been told of this, but if not, I wanted to make sure you are aware.
We have a prisoner as well that I am told is of their kin.
Yep, nope, super bad guy. Definitely terrible. You should just keep him. Do what you want with him, really.
Well, do not be too cruel, one would hope, but he is certainly of their group.
Well, we will remain vigilant for their presence. Surely your mission is not to kill these snake kin?
That is not our current mission, no. Um,
What is your divine mission? Might I
well,
ask?
to assist those who are in need of assistance, as we have already shown. Today, we have found you in need of assistance. We have provided assistance to the swamp, both materially, and he kind of gestures to the snakehead, and informatively. And there is another that requires our assistance. And I do not pretend to know the mind of nature herself. I merely follow the signs and go where I am led.
Well, good fortune and many flies on your travels.
Likewise to you, noble queen. And he will back away and be like, okay, everybody, briskly, but not at a run.
That's it. We don't even get to attend a ball or anything. Fine.
Did you want to stay and attend the ball?
Yes, of course.
As
Do they
I
have
am-
balls?
as Tempest
would-
says, chop chop, chop chop.
Yes. I will not prevent you from staying if you wish to find a prince or attend the
Well,
ball.
Don't want to
But
do it
we are-
alone, but okay.
You will have a frog prince, perhaps.
The more I think
Doesn't
about
hurt
it,
to ask.
to ask the prince. Okay. Your Majesty, I heard there was a Prince Bullywug.
My son, yes.
How do I put this?
We have gifts to offer. Would you
Mm.
mind bringing him forth so you and
At-
yourself
At
can
this point,
receive
while
the gift?
they're talking, sorry. At this point, while they're talking, I'm backing up with Zachary, like to the back outskirts of the circle. Not like leaving the circle, but we're like on the
Right.
back ring. While the ladies go do their thing.
I'll assist him.
Tempest is just gonna like shoot a glance at Lyra, like, are we doing this? Are we doing this?
I'll just be like, "Eh."
All right, she's gonna shrug and she's gonna step forward and say, my lady, we do not presume to know the whims of the nature goddess. However, we believe that she has sent us your way. It must be kismet that we met that snake and that through that we met your fine creatures, your fine soldiers, your fine people, and they have brought us to you. And through this, we offer you the most wondrous of gifts. We offer you a piece of art made with the love of your people and the love of the nature goddess for you and for your son. Please, we ask that you bring him forward and yourself forward so that we can create a communal piece of artwork full of the spirit of your people, and through it, the nature goddess will express her love for you. Look to it for signs for her from her in your darkest moments.
Hallelujah.
Make yourself a persuasion check. $18? Oh, yes, yes. And her throat kind of swells up and then. And after a few moments, in hops another group of Bullywugs. At the head of them is another in similarly, well, not fancy, but cleaner and more well-suited garb. Looks like maybe a late adolescent, young adult. Bullywug hops in. Mother, you requested me, and gives a deep bow. Yes, these outsiders, heroes of the swamp, would present us with a great gift. I like gifts. Yes, I know. I'm here. He hops up, and they both strike a pose on the by the throne, both standing up very as properly as they can, presenting their chins. Begin, artist.
Okay, I am going to try and make this the most like inspiring, like holy looking piece of art that there is. There's going to be a radiant light drifting from behind them, and sort of an ambiguous sort of style to it, where it looks almost ethereal in its design, and then I'm going to completely ruin that by asking all of the Bullywug soldiers present, all of the common people, to please step forward, dip your finger in this paint, and I have numbered these sections here. I will assign all of you a number. You will take the color that assigns that number, and you'll stick it in the place with that number on the portrait, and together we will make a paint by numbers masterpiece. And I'm going to lay the canvas down and quickly number it and have my paint set up. And
Yeah, so over about half an hour, Tempest painstakingly attempts to create this. I don't think there's a check for painter supplies. Is the problem?
Come on, DM, get
It's
on it.
performance,
30 NPC,
Yeah,
30 performance checks from the NPCs. Get on it.
I'm going to need you to make a couple of. I need you first to make a performance check just for the paint by numbers.
Can I help her? Like, I'll help organize the Bullywugs to like
You
an
can
really
help on the
fast.
next.
Okay.
That's going to be the next check here.
Okay.
My question here is, I'm proficient in painter's tools, which means I have my proficiency bonus, right?
Yes, so add your proficiency bonus and your performance modifier.
Yeah, but I'm proficient in performance as well, so do I just add the proficiency once? Or do I add it again?
It doesn't double. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just
Boo.
if you aren't proficient in it, it adds proficiency.
Boo. Okay, and am I rolling with advantage, sorry, because I'm getting help?
You'll be helped on the next bit. So this is going to
Okay,
be because you're making your thing on canvas, and then you're having the Bullywugs also do something that's going to be two separate checks.
It's okay. If it sucks, I'm just going to lie and tell them it's meant to be like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I rolled twice.
Modern art.
I'm glad it was the first one.
Oh, yeah. 24, yep, so that bit of it's fine. Now comes the tricky bit. So you need to get the Bullywugs organized and make sure they understand what they're doing and that they do it. That
I'm
is
so
gonna
good at organization.
Oh dear, what is this going to be?
Oh, this is going on.
After Desiel and I helped Zachary, am I seeing this whole tomfoolery?
Yeah, this is like over half an hour. So I was saying, like, while this is going on, Desiel looks over at Emne. I was like, "Did you understand what this is?"
I don't, but I think I can help. And I'm gonna start walking towards Tempest, and I go, "Well, I see that Lyra is helping you do something. Would you like me to try to make the instructions more clear? If you would just tell me them, I can echo it to them in a more clear fashion."
You like Tempest turns like to look at you over her shoulder, and you see she's got like a little origami mustache. Yeah, sure. I don't actually really know what I'm going for here, but this is the name of the game, improvisation. These numbers go here. They correlate to paint. I'm giving each of the Bullywugs a number. If you can help assign numbers, they just got to stick their finger in the paint with that number and then on the dot section with that number. And in theory, it should make a wonderful masterpiece. Theoretically. Hopefully.
Okay. And I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy on myself, and I'm going to echo what she said. I'm going to go, "Well, for this art piece for the Queen to be successfully completed, two artists, and I'm gonna gesture to both Tempest and Lyra, and I'm going to say, you will then dip your fingers in the paint and complete one of the corresponding numbers to the number you have been assigned.
Oh, Walt, if you're saying things, I cannot hear you or see you. You're frozen
This is
like you're
part of
about
his mime
to
act.
sneeze.
Yeah.
This is what he's. Oh,
He's
he
pausing
just
for
freezes.
suspense.
Oh, and then he leaves. Amnail leaves the room.
Mhm.
Cough.
I'll go
The
up to the
naked
fence.
goddess
I think it's pretty
can't
clear.
process our idea.
I'm
She
now
disapproves of
The,
it.
the idea is pretty.
basically did what she said. Yeah.
Yes. Get back here any moment now. Really.
Tempest now has a paper beret as well, but it's like perched on the tip of her hat. So
I'm just gonna ask a bullywog, like, what's it like to be a frog? I've always wondered this.
no, you should be using your time to get closer to the prince.
Okay, I have a confession. I don't know how to talk to boys, so do I just like?
I got this.
Oh, okay.
I'll head up to the prince. Hey,
Okay.
hey, you see that that one over there? I'm gonna point to Lyra. She wanted me to make introductions, and I don't know if you got like a dowry system here or something like that, but I got this stuff in my pack, and I'm gonna pull out the handful of worms. I'm like, so I don't know, you want this? Like, yeah.
Are you offering me a snack?
Two actually, you know, and I'm gonna point to Lyra.
Excusez-moi, qui de la fuck?
So, you know, I don't know, you know.
He looks at you. Looks at you. Looks at Lyra. Actually, both at the same time because he's a frog. Looks one eye at you, one eye at her, and then snaps both at you. She is ugly.
Whoa, man. I mean, that's one less earthworm for you, and I take one out, toss it back behind me.
One of the other frogs snatches it up.
Okay, so, she's not your type. I mean, have you ever thought, you know, like, it's not the outside that usually matters, you know, it's the inside, right?
Is she a frog on the inside?
I mean, she could be. I don't know, to be honest. But,
I don't know what I expect. I don't know why I said that. I don't know what I expect.
But, you know, listen, you'd be doing us a favor if you just at least, like, talk to him. I'm sure Prince has got to talk to people once in a while, right?
Oh, make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Perfect.
At
Perfect.
disadvantage.
I don't think he
Even
needs
better.
disadvantage for this.
What's that?
I don't think he needs disadvantage for this.
Oh, shoot. How do I make sure this is disadvantage?
Please
Okay, I'm just
tell
gonna
me
roll.
your character's dumb status charisma. Please. just let it be.
I think it might be intelligence. I don't know.
And you know what? I am going to use this.
Wow.
I'm going to use Commanding Presence, so I get to add a 1d6 to this. $19, not the worst.
Ha! So
It's pretty persuasive. We are one persuasive group.
very persuasive. I mean, it's only a +1.
Speak for yourself.
Well, that's the same as you have +1 to charisma, right?
Yeah, but still,
I say
I'm
like
a
I
fucking
don't have it.
potato.
I say like I don't have it right here. Look at. Yeah. When the portrait is finished, I will speak with her. If you'll give me. And he gestures towards the handful of now dead and drooping earthworms and mud.
Yeah, Sure thing. Take them. I mean, if you need more, I can go get some. I mean, no offense. Looks like I can find a lot here, to be honest. But and I'll just drop it in his hand. Or does he have hands? He has hands, right? Yeah, I'll drop it in his hand.
Yeah, I don't know what else to call. I guess technically it's feet.
Yeah, I'll drop it into that. Yeah.
Sorry, meters.
And I'll head back to Lyra and
Boo
Tempest,
on you, sir. Boo on you.
and I'm gonna be like, yeah, he says he's gonna talk to you, so yeah, shoot your shot and everything, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Gonna
Well,
head back
but
to
like,
Zachary.
what did? Oh, okay. I'm very nervous.
There's nothing to be nervous about. You're perfectly charming. He would be honored to make your acquaintance.
Okay. I can be charming. I've got this.
You've got this.
Mm-hmm.
You cut a tree down yesterday. Like, what's cooler than that?
Yes, I did.
All
You've
right.
performed in front of people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what's more charming than that?
Yep.
So while
I
this
mean,
is
you
all
carry
going
us.
on, can I kind of like sidle up to the frog prince, like while they're
Yeah.
having the talk?
Yeah, go for it. So he has his worms and he's just kind of picking. And...
You know, if nothing else, if you want the conversation to end, ask her if you can slap her, and be done with it.
He just kind of winks.
She will be very happy, trust me. If you want it to be over with, ask her if you can slap her. She will be happy. If you slap her, be done with it. Okay. Just giving you pro tips, man. This is a pro tip. For free. because I
Dizzy
like you.
Professional
And then-
shit stirrer.
And then if he doesn't really say anything, I'll just kind of head back to Zachary.
Zachary, what did you tell him?
Hopefully
going on?
something to hurry this along a little bit.
What's going on here?
We
Nestor
are
to
freeing
get me out
you.
of here, right? Not to.
Yes, and you wish to be
try-
freed without combat, and so we are doing so in a much more convoluted way than necessary, but nonetheless without harming anyone.
It's just shrug.
I'm with you, my friend.
I've
Zachary,
seen-
you know, and he kind of goes to shake Zachary's hand.
Yeah, he puts out a paw which does not have opposable thumbs.
Apparently, because this is
And
a
kind
big deal.
Puts it near, in your hand, and you kind of wrap
I
around.
put my
it.
little hand in the big swallowed up bear paw, and
I mean, he's not that
Correct.
big. Standing up, he's probably like 5 feet tall. He's a pretty. He's not a
okay.
grizzly. He's a brown bear.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, I shake his hand.
So yeah, he just kind of slipped. Yep.
I got you,
It's-
my friend. We're okay. There's a reason we are back here. Just be calm. Do not run. If it looks like we need to skedaddle, I will be right here beside you.
You've nothing to worry about for me. I've seen some very strange things myself. Although this is up there.
Yes, I imagine. I am with you. Again, I am with you, my friend.
All right, now Tempest, the long-awaited animal handling check to corral these frogs. I couldn't think of anything better. You're basically herding cats. So make
But I'm helping her, right?
yes.
Frog
you
people
have
are people too.
managed- Look, I thought about that. I literally, I thought animal handling. It was like, well, they are sentient, so technically,
So are
if you could-
animals.
if you could think of a better,
Oh no, I'm just fucking with you.
if a better skill check for running an art project with frogs, I'm all ears.
Performance, persuasion, or animal handling. That's
I could do like a general charisma. I have a better charisma bonus. Just being super persuasive and very leadery. I am so charismatic. I am the best leader they've ever seen outside of their Bullywug lead masters.
leadership is charisma based.
That's true. Make a general charisma check with advantage.
Is animal handling wisdom? Because yeah, she probably has a negative in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wisdom.
It's
Got
not a negative, but it's not
got a
great.
+1. Not fantastic, but charisma's definitely better. 15. It looks. It's of. So after there's a bit of confusion at some point, but it's a recognizable pointillist impressionist portrait
That's what I was going for. That's
of
okay.
the Frog Queen and her son. It's nothing special. It's smudged in some areas. The prince's face is just a brown, like, oval with two black dots on it.
This is okay. A lot of art's not special. It's how you sell it. So I when it's all done, before I show it to them, before I do the big reveal, I'm going to paint just like some little extra details, and most importantly, I'm gonna add like a halo of like glowing magical flies around them. Very, very magical and special. And then I'm gonna try and use my breath of life to get them to like move gently and buzz around them slowly, and then when I do the big reveal, you know, they'll see the. I have a spiel to go with it, but
All right, so all of the frogs kind of cluster around you, and you know, some wiping the paint off, trying to wipe the paint off of their hands, but just getting it on both hands. They all kind of crowd around you, looking to see the final result. You kind of get your last little bits there and cast your cantrip, and then hold up the canvas. Give your speech.
my lady, my queen, my prince, I present to you a fine work, an amalgamation of your people. Like all of us, it may not be perfect, but it has soul and it has spirit, and most importantly, it is touched by the nature goddess herself. She brought us here to meet you today, and from wherever our paths go from here, I'm sure that her word, her touch, her soul is in all of our actions and all of our thoughts. Just like the flies that flutter around you wondrously in this picture, when you see a fly, you know that the nature goddess is present. And if by chance you ever see these move again, then you know she is present. She is trying to speak with you. When the flies move, you know it's finally time for the god bear to come back. I present to you your people, and I will move it forward to her.
What do you mean, finally?
It's the will of the nature goddess, you understand.
I use minor illusion to make like a cacophony of flies buzzing around us. Sound. Just the sound.
Thank you for your efforts. I await the return of the god bear, it seems. May Eldath bless you.
And the same to yourself, my queen. Look for the flies, and you know we will be returning.
Yes. She looks around because there's the sound of flies, but she doesn't see any, and it's kind of.
Not these flies, like other flies, like in the future.
Yes. Any flies? Are they golden
No,
magic
you will
flies?
recognize these flies as special. I'm sure you all know well the patterns of flies.
Those
These different
flies.
ones. Yes.
Points at the portrait. Oh, okay. Well, and two of the Bullywugs come up and take the painting back into one of the other hollow trees. You release the god bear into your care. And the prince kind of awkwardly steps up towards Lyra as the other Bullywugs begin to disperse. Hello.
Hello, your princely, and she'll give an attempt at a bow. Your princeliness.
Call me. Oh, no. Close enough.
It's a very beautiful name. It reminds me of sunsets. Do you like sunsets? I love them.
No, I can't say I do
Oh.
much.
I cut down a tree the other day. It's very impressive.
Oh, well done.
So do you come here often?
I live here. He is now kind of leaning away from you.
Oh,
Yes.
Desiel's like motioning to the other
Oh,
three,
yes.
like, come join me back here.
Both eyes are darting around looking for someone to get him out of this conversation.
As I get closer to Desiel, I'm like, you know what? Until 5 seconds ago, I wanted to get the hell out of here, but this is way too entertaining.
So if the prince is looking around, if I can like catch his attention, I'll just let.
I was told to ask if you wanted me to slap you.
I mean, I learned recently that friends slap each other. So are you considering me a friend, but not more than a friend? Am I, how you say, being put in a zone of friendship?
If I say yes, be satisfied with our conversation.
I guess. You may slap me.
Kind of awkwardly widens his arm back. And he has webbed. It's a very
Yeah.
wide, so his head kind of widens out as he swings. It just almost like half envelops your face. It just. Whoa!
The suckers on his fingers, just like
Yeah.
I cast Channel Divinity to double the damage. No, just kidding.
Was that a tree frog? It isn't.
Well, I don't know
Although
what kind of frogs they are.
Although he does have kind of small claws that frogs have to kind of grip into the ground. That kind of digs into the side of your head. Not enough to deal any serious damage, but just.
Okay, well, I'll see you around. I'll just kind of walk off like really dejected back to the group.
As she gets closer, I'll look at Amniel and be like, well, I've never been slapped by a prince before, have you?
Not at all. And I have to say, that is the saddest walk of shame I think I have ever seen.
Single tear comes out of my eye.
Congratulations, Miss Lyra. You have experienced something none of us have.
Heartbreak?
Oh no, that's yeah. Well, perhaps we should unpack that later.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest, Lyra. You didn't have much of a chance. I mean, he thought you were ugly. I'm gonna just
Oh.
say that right now.
Oh,
What is wrong with you?
okay.
I'm just saying.
Read the
Everybody,
room, man.
You know,
Let's
Read the
go.
swamp.
This way,
it's
everybody
worse
else.
to think that you
let's
had
go.
a chance. You know?
We must return
Thanks,
to the
Peppa.
circus,
Yeah,
to
I go-
our
yeah.
mission with our friend.
Look, Lyra,
Yes.
do you want to play with it? And I start handing my glaive to her. You want to go chopping some wood? You can visualize that it's the
No.
prince, and you can go chopping it.
I'm not in
You
the
know,
mood.
works for some people.
Chop wood. I'm feeling a lot of feelings.
Just, we
Yeah,
should
I also
unpack
gotta
those
mention
later.
I had to like bribe him to get him to talk to you.
What?
Just so everyone knows, yeah.
She
Pep,
starts crying
what
at
is wrong
that.
with you? Neil, are you able to make him stop talking?
Unfortunately, no.
I must
I
do
wish
some
so.
research. I need a library. There is a spell I am sure that can make somebody be silent. I've heard of this.
There is.
Yes,
I think it's a bit above our
unfortunately.
current level, though.
Yes, I unfortunately am not capable of such things right now. But very quickly, and I take the blunt end of my glaive and I start to poke the back of Pep, and I just make this head motion for him to like walk ahead of us so that I can talk to him. And I go poking him.
Let's go, everybody! Everybody, let's go and do more heroic things to help the swamp.
Yeah, let's go
Let's
save
go.
people. We're good people.
I think the spell, by the way, that you're looking for is called Power Word Kill.
And Jess, I need to do much more reading to be able
Certainly
to do
would
this.
silence someone. It certainly would
Meet
make
your
someone
swarm.
silent. Yeah,
As I
fireball,
kind of
anything like that. Yeah.
as I kind of push Pep, I get close to him and I go, "Man, I am pretty bad at this stuff, but Jesus Christ, man, you can be worse than me. Maybe I like honesty. I think it's a great quality. Maybe not the right time. Perhaps. Maybe.
I'm just saying, like personally, I don't like lying to my managers. I don't mind lying to other people, but
Look,
that was the problem I had before with my old manager. We kept secrets from each other,
that is fair. That is a fair point. Although I have a counter argument. There is such a thing as omission. It is not the same thing as lying. You'll have to consider the timing. For example, if you were to fight someone and you said you were going to get more gold for fighting them longer, would you lay down in the first 5 seconds? No, you wouldn't. Timing is key. So maybe next time, run it by Desiel or by me, or if it's
I get it.
one
Timing
of us.
is key. Yeah. Totally. So just like tell them that they're ugly like way later. Yeah, gotcha.
Yes, exactly.
Jess, indeed.
Thanks for the advice, Samuel. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah.
Or perhaps
Ira,
run
you're
it.
not ugly. Yeah. I was lying.
Run it through MDL, and he will disseminate this information in the future.
So I'm not ugly?
No, not at all.
He said you were the most beautiful frog he's ever seen. Yeah.
Okay, I can work with that.
Yes, indeed.
I mutter
gave Amiel a
under my
thumbs up.
breath. I mutter under my breath and I go, way overselling, dude. Way too much. Come on.
Omission. Gotcha.
Yes, omission. I thumbs up back.
Yes. Well, I start leading us through the swamp. Come on.
I assume we're walking, right? Like we're gonna walk.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
we're walking talk.
Yeah, you guys could go back, like just retracing your footsteps back onto that path, or you could head back to the cut across to the main road.
No main road.
Just back to where you were.
Unless somebody else suggested, I am staying on the path because we know the dwarves went on the main road.
Quick question. Is there any way we could infer what time it is during the day? Can I see the position of the sun or something?
Yeah, so you guys left at dawn. Took you about an hour to get there, and then probably another
hour or so of tomfoolery.
Yeah, hour or so to get through the swamp, and then the time you were there. So it's probably about like mid-morning, getting towards noon.
It's time for second breakfast.
Yes. It'll be time
Yes.
for second breakfast.
Absolutely.
Brunch if you're. I was gonna say if you're American.
If you're not a hobbit.
If you're not a hobbit.
Yeah. I'm gonna go next to Desiel. I don't know if you're by Zachary, but
I'm like in the front trying to get everyone the fuck away. So yeah, Zachary's next to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Zachary and I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, we didn't have a moment to make acquaintances. My name is Amnael. Would you mind explaining how you wound up in that predicament? And apologies for my friends. We have unusual methods, but you can clearly see they work.
I
Thus far.
suppose so, although it seemed like I was already out before the flirting with frogs and group art projects, but I suppose I can't complain. You did get me out after all.
You were
must
out with
say,
a time limit. Now you're out with miscellaneous fly messages from a goddess.
I suppose that's true. I, yes, this imprisonment was a bit of my own foolishness. I like to discover and interact with interesting creatures that I've never met before as we travel along. That's why I joined the circus, is to meet interesting people and animals and, well, and the like. I procured several encyclopedias of the animals which lived here in Ultrim when we arrived, and noticed that we passed through a swamp, which are known in these areas to hold bullywugs, and they're quite a curious thing. I've not read much about them, but they seem, well, I suppose they live up to what their reputation is. Although I wasn't quite able to maneuver myself out of getting caught by them. They didn't seem to share the same curiosity. Although...
Is your curiosity a byproduct of you being curious? Like, you're a talking bear. I don't know if you've noticed this. It is a little interesting. Or is it like a... just like a side hobby, completely unrelated? Like, I'm wondering the correlation here. Do you have opposable thumbs?
Well, as you can see, no, I don't.
You have a candle. Okay, you have a candle. Tell me, how?
Brings his head back and gives a quick... How you imagine a bear might laugh. Ah, yes, that. Well, that's probably something to do with this. And he holds up his thumbed hand, and a flame moves into being in front of
You're
him.
a talking magic bear? You are the god bear! Oh my god, you're the god bear!
Are you a druid, friend?
That's one name for it, yes. I come from a family that was uniquely blessed by Eldath, and he gestures towards towards his chest, where you see a small golden amulet hung at his neck. We were given voice and powers such as this, and we serve her in whatever means are necessary.
Delicious. This is the second time today where I'm going to be very quiet and hide my symbol of Kalimvor.
Do you guys have like a subsect of magical talking bears? Like, what is it called? Can I join? Do I have to be a bear to join? Do I have to cut off my opposable thumbs? Do I have to be able to cast fire magic? She's just gonna keep going, like...
I imagine you'd have to be a bear for that. Although I've never met any apart from my own family who were gifted such. I'd certainly like to if you've met any more. Although from your reactions it doesn't seem that way.
On a
No,
side note,
definitely not.
Your employment under Nestor is completely voluntary?
Oh yes.
Okay. I do not wish to return you to a situation in which you do not wish to be.
Oh, well, I appreciate your looking out for my well-being, but I am quite satisfied at the circus. I've got my animals to look after. Nestor rather demands a bit of a menagerie, if only for his own amusement. And I'm happy to provide.
Speaking of which, I correctly informed the Frog Queen that we would not be keeping you beyond a day or two. And this is true. I believe she probably inferred that that means you would be returning within a day or two, but that is up to you.
No,
Um,
if it's me, I don't believe I'd go back.
No, well,
That's
up to
called
you.
omission, by the way.
So
Yes,
is
that
it-
was part of our mission.
very good, Pep. I might be mistaken, but didn't the sorry, my name escapes. Oh yes, Nestor. Didn't Nestor say that you guys were already on your way out of town, or am I mistaken?
I don't quite know the plans. I believe we were to stay one more day. That would be today, which they didn't seem to
Enough
be.
time.
They didn't seem to be leaving when you had. Well, I don't know. How was it you came to be involved with the circus? I don't recognize any of you.
Perhaps one of my friends can tell you in more detail and less resentment.
Short version is this very obnoxious dwarf decided to beat up and steal from our friend Pep and his previous manager. And when we attempted to recover the goods, Nestor said, in order for us to obtain whatever is in this safe, we must rescue you. And he made a game of it. He would not allow us to leave and come rescue you in the moment. He said we must wait until dawn and come and rescue you. Made some sort of competition between us and the obnoxious dwarf. Made a game out of rescuing you. And whoever rescues you is rewarded the contents of the safe. But I informed him that we inform him, rather, that we would not be rescuing you to put him into his clutches if it was a matter of being slavery or against your will or anything of the sort. Clearly, you needed saving, rescuing, regardless. But that is the reason for my previous question.
Well, I appreciate it, although I am quite happy. Nestor likes to play little games. It's not the first time I've been absent for some time. He doesn't tend to worry that much. So
Weird.
he's... You tangled with Amarok, then?
Jess
Yes.
and some of his minions.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Quite...
And one of his minions tried to cheat on this little theater that Nestor conjured up, so much so that he was captured alongside you. I don't remember if you guys were in the same area, but there was one of Emerald's minions somewhere in there.
No, yes, I remember him. I wondered why he was there.
Just he was cheating on the competition.
Ah, I see
I
now.
hope
That
they eat him.
doesn't much surprise me. What was that, young girl?
Nothing.
All right, then. And do you know where Amarok is, if he is also searching for me?
He is on the main road with some horses, whatever, looking for
Hopefully
his,
lost in the woods forever.
I imagine they found him by now. It was a pretty loud scream that if I do say so myself, like, I got a pretty good one in that origami.
Truth be told, Nestor seems very capable. If he is concerned about Amarok, who himself seems very capable, then I'm certain he will go find him himself. Our concern is returning you to the circus, collecting what is owed, our friend Pep, and the rest of us now that we have accomplished this thing. And then I don't know. But rescuing Amarok is not at the top of the list.
Oh, I'm glad of that. Never was fond of him myself. I can't imagine any of you are either.
I like you.
I must say I've taken quite a liking to you five as well.
No?
Although, well, I must say I must be a bit partial, mustn't I?
And why is
I mean,
this?
we have all of this time to get to know each other on the way back to camp. The first thing you need to know about us is that, if you're going to be friends with us, you need to understand the concepts of consent and slapping. We slap our friends, but only with consent here.
Yes, I see that appears to be a bit of a theme. I don't know. He holds both I don't know if any of you would appreciate a slap, and you do see several inch-long claws at the end of these.
Yeah, guys, I need to make an amendment to that statement. It really didn't feel good to be slapped by a bullywug, so maybe we can say friends slap each other when they're of the same species?
Well, it is with consent. It is up to you to give consent or not.
But I don't want to, like, not be friends with somebody just because I don't want them. This, I guess.
You can say no. It's okay to say no.
I can say no. Zachary, if you would like to slap me, you may.
Oh,
You could offer to slap Zachary. It's
Oh,
two-way street.
Ooh, could I? May I?
Go right ahead. I don't see why not. And he gives kind of a look towards them now.
As she's going to slap him, I'm like, what?
You'll do it?
I'll like go in, like I'm gonna go really hard, but the last second I'll just like pet his little muzzle and be like, "You're very soft. Thank you, friend."
Thank you. And he pulls back. Thank you. I think I'll stick to my own shows of affection, if you don't mind.
And what will those be?
Words. I find those sufficient over violence.
I concur.
Usually.
Also, Lyra, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
You said maybe to constrict our definition of consent slapping to the same species.
Yes.
That would be, not that I care, but that would be very limiting for, and I look around and I go, I'm pretty sure only you and Pep would be able to slap each other then.
Oh, because we're human, of course. Okay, let me work on this. I need some time, and she'll take out like her notebook and just like start like making like a Venn diagram, even though that doesn't make sense in this moment, and just start like dealing with that while we're walking.
Can I make an insight check on that weird little human thing?
Mm-hmm. Go right ahead. And Lyra's been kind of weird with social cues.
I'm kind of getting the sense she's just awkward.
Yeah, that's the sense you get off of that statement. Yeah, just that, like...
It's not wrong.
Lyra awkwardness.
As she says that, I also found that weird, but I don't necessarily mistrust it. But also because I want to keep an eye out if there's anything around us, I will use my Eyes of the Grave. First, just look around, and secondly, use my Eyes of the Grave, which will inform if there's any undead within 60 feet of me.
Is it evident? I mean, I know you and your character and my character have been walking for a while. Is it obvious when you start doing that? Like, do your eyes go gray or anything?
Yeah, does that look like anything?
My Eyes of the Grave generally is just me kind of going glassy-eyed. They don't necessarily, well, the only eye you can see doesn't necessarily shift. It's just the pupil dilates, and I go kind of very like lost, and I close my eyes, focus, and come back. So do I sense something?
Yeah,
Or
sorry,
do I
the audio,
see something?
everything went really silent, and it was right as I switched the music. I was like, "Oh no, did the audio go?"
We're
No.
all waiting for an answer.
I just make an extra dramatic pause. No, there is no undead. Where near you?
Hey, Zachary. Speaking of words and things, I'm hoping you have some for me regarding a crocodile that I keep hearing about. 'Cause I was talking to Nesta, right? 'Cause I saw the cage when I first came into the circus, and Nesta was telling me that if we find you, then maybe you could possibly sort of kind of, I don't know, introduce me to the crocodile. I don't know, just the concept of it seems very fun. I kind of want to I don't know, I've never seen a crocodile before, and they just seem very exciting. And I mean, you got such a cool menagerie, but like crocodiles.
Ah, well, you can certainly meet Jordan. I can introduce the two of you. Although he's not very sociable.
Does he speak?
No, he does not. But all of the animals, which you may have noticed if you've seen any of them or even met, Betty, my puppy. They tend to be not the most robust members of their kind. I tend to find the outcasts, the ones who have difficulty, and Jordan was rather the runt of his crocodilian litter.
Desiel leans in.
Tends to be
I
quite aggressive.
understand.
I was literally going to say I weirdly empathize with that a lot, and I look around and I go, and I think I might not be the only one.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Do you reckon I could try feeding him?
Only if you'd like to feed him your own hand.
Actually, there was talk about that, but I think I might
This
need
seems
it.
to be a theme, just.
Nestor certainly likes that joke. Yes, you can feed him from a bit of a distance. He gets a bit snappy.
From a
That's
distance.
perfectly okay. We all get hangry sometimes.
I suppose that's true. Well, you've told me how you come to be searching for me, and again, I'm certainly grateful of that. I'm not going to complain in the slightest. But how did all of you reach the circus, or wherever this, or Andriel, I believe it's called, where the circus is? What brought you here? I don't believe any of you are. It doesn't look like many of you are a unit. What brought you here?
Or what?
It
Doesn't look like we are what?
a unit,
A unit.
a squad. Well, you seem a bit like the circus.
I just like the acrobats are considered a unit.
Yes, that they are. Whereas the circus is a collection of the eclectic and otherwise unconnected.
As soon as you say acrobats, Tempest kind of just like shoots up and she's like, "The acrobats! What time is it?"
It's
Calm
getting
down,
towards
it's
the-
early.
Oh, yeah, you've got plenty of time.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I believe Pep is a unit. He is a part of the circus. No, he is a fighter in the circus.
Yeah,
Oh.
I lose fights.
Were you the replacement then? To fight Amarok?
Yeah.
Well, I was gone before you arrived, but I was curious to see who they would bring. Did you make it interesting? It'd be nice to see him knocked on his rear once or twice.
No, I lost, and then he robbed my manager. Well, my ex-manager. Now I got 4 new managers, so I kind of point to everyone.
Oh, so it's a business arrangement.
I work
Of
for
sorts, I
free.
suppose.
Ah. So the rest of you are paid?
Well, how can I explain this?
We are paid by the treasure of friendship.
Ah, I see.
That sounds a little condescending, although not necessarily a lie.
You would call it poetic.
Perhaps. Desiel and myself, we knew each other. We knew each other so much that my accent is starting to sound like his all of a sudden. Desiel and myself knew each other a bit before the rest of them, but there were a few incidents, including the managerial beatdown, which I and I think the rest of us found quite egregious. So we decided to attempt to help Pep and try to not physically but metaphorically knock some sense into Amarok. And then we had a whole situation with Nestor, which I'm pretty sure at some point he will describe to you. And then the competition came to be, and here we are.
Yes, at the moment we are rescuing you, and we are likewise hoping to be rewarded for our efforts. And so it is a double reward. You are rescued, which is rewarding. We get the contents of the safe, which is rewarding. The safe belongs to Amarak, and so we are taking from him, which is rewarding. Lots of rewarding things happening, simply by escorting you back to Nestor.
I'm glad to be of so much help to you.
Amarak may be lost in the swamp, which would be rewarding. This is a very rewarding day.
Oh, we can only hope, can't we? Quite a boorish man. More of a bear than I am.
Indeed.
That's an insult to bears, really. We settled on snake.
Oh, I don't know if that narratively works.
Just
Quite as
how
well
does
as
that
I
work?
imagined.
I do not know many druids, but so in our attempts to find you and rescue you, we ended up killing a rather large snake. Where does that sit in the scale of, druidism?
At this exact moment, I just go, "Oh shit! We left the snakehead there."
Oh, that was a present. I did not want it. Did you want it?
No, but it almost seems like littering.
Oh, I pull out some of the raw snake meat and I offer it to Zachary. Speaking of which, I don't know if they were feeding you. Would you like some? I only have a little bit left, but you are welcome to it.
Oh, why, thank you. He leans over and
I give him the rest of it. I didn't cut out a bunch.
grabs it from your hand and kind of starts chewing. It's obviously... It's regrettable whenever bits of nature have to die, but at the same time it is rather the way of nature. I myself occasionally must eat meat, and I assume you didn't just go hunting this snake out of spite or sport?
No, a very friendly companion here, Miss Lydra, decided to be friends with him and did not appreciate the ferocity of his hug.
Yeah, it was kind of bone crushing, one would say. It's very
Just,
tight.
she's had a couple of crushing encounters today already.
Yeah.
Not to make a joke of the situation, but it was almost like a bear hug.
Don't be so constricted in your humor, my friend.
Well,
You guys making jokes? Cause yeah.
yes, let's wind our way through the conversation.
Perhaps. Continue slithering our way through the swamp, no?
Certainly.
Hey, Zachary, so, like, I've worked a couple circuses before, and, Nestor seems a little bit on the, what do you call it? Overqualified side. Where did he come from?
Oh, that's a mighty fine question, isn't it? And one I'm sure he'd like the answer to just as much as you. We know his mother, elven scholar at one of the more prestigious, the capital university, Corboranth. But his second parentage is, shall we say, undisclosed. And he was never quite, well, perhaps given the chance he deserved among that group of people. Joined the circus almost as an act of rebellion. Although he's quite powerful with magic, he was never given much the chance to learn or refine it in the ways of the elven scholars.
Okay, makes sense to me.
Was Nestor a half-elf? Did he appear to be a half-elf to me?
Yes, it's not inconceivable.
What was the name of the university?
Corborant. I will put that in the chat somewhere. Put it in campaigns.
Just hearing that, do I know anything about it at all?
I mean, all of you would know that that is the capital of Ulstrom, where the Royal University is, where the very prestigious, very accomplished learners of magic congregate. So for someone to be of a lineage that, or of a parentage that is involved with that university, entreats a very close tie with magic. That's fine. Let's I should call a quick break here because we're about halfway. Mr. Ball has to head to the restroom. I'm sure a couple of others do as well. So we'll be back in about 10-ish minutes to continue our walk. And get Zachary back to his animals. So see you in a few.
We're live.
I love that, like, when we have technical issues, it's all of us.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Had a few technical issues during the break, so we're a bit longer than we would have liked to have been. But we're back. That's what's important. So you guys make your way out of.
I
Effectively.
was gonna say it.
What were you gonna say?
Make my way.
What?
Nothing. Go on, Drew.
Go on.
Sorry.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, it's okay. Nothing to do with you or just being dumb.
Okay.
Roll 3d. Roll 3d6. That's our collective mental age during that moment.
Rocks fall, you die. Jesus save the rest of you.
I don't know why that
Fail.
got me. I don't know why that got me so bad.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the stream where all of us continue to degrade over the entire
Oh.
session. By the end of it, we will all just be toddlers again.
Well,
Yeah, we don't even get to hang out in person, and we're still stupid for like 15 minutes straight during the break.
Exactly. As a
Oh.
wise man once said, a person is very smart. People are dumb as hell.
that's true.
That was Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. For those of you who don't know,
Never seen it, but I still know that.
I got the references covered for you younger folk.
Thank you so much.
Excuse me, I'm the youngest of all of us.
But you made the
Don't you
reference.
bash my generation.
Surely not, right?
Don't you bash my generation. Oh, actually, I think you are younger than me. No, I think
Yeah.
Drew's younger than me.
I've
How old
got-
are you?
I'm 21.
Yeah, I'm 19 as of September.
Yeah.
Jesus, I'm a lot older than I'm 29. Yeah.
Yeah, the Canadian.
Yeah, so there you go. Canadians are old. Yeah.
As we all know, Canadians age faster than everyone else.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, what would
Time
Brian
more
Boitano
towards
do?
the poles.
It's because of all the drinking.
So I wonder if I ask you, Pat, Pat, what would Brian Boitano do? Nope, he's not old enough. Okay, never mind.
Sorry, if you're asking me pop culture stuff, I didn't grow up watching TV, so yeah, don't ask me.
Brian Boitano was an Olympian.
Oh no, then don't ask me that for
Canadian.
sure.
Look,
You think I
it was
keep track of Canadian Olympics? We barely win anything other than hockey.
Winter
you know,
Olympics,
like-
which is the ones that Walt says don't matter.
That-
Because
that's-
Brazil can't win anything in the
That's
winter.
really bad too because I was in
Doesn't fucking
Vancouver
matter.
during the Winter Olympics, so like I should know more. But, yeah.
Well,
How do you
to
not
be
know the
fair-
name of one of your
well,
famous
hey,
figure
hey,
skaters?
hey. Let's
Anyway,
be,
we're back. Sorry.
Yeah. Just one last thing. Let's be fair to Brazil. They also can't win anything in the Summer Olympics.
Uh-huh.
Excuse you.
They play soccer. They
Excuse
play
me.
soccer in the Summer Olympics.
Well, actually, funny thing is, we've only won the gold medal in soccer once, like male soccer. So, can't even say that one. Going
Anyway,
back.
welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Finally, we are gonna be back to this real serious, very, very serious thing that we're doing.
Sure. Serious.
Tempest just going chop chop.
Yes, I'm gonna start doing that now. Just no one's gonna know what it means, but I'm just gonna...
I just keep having, like that reminds me of Lorena Bobbitt. I'm like, y'all gotta stop that stuff. Another, I guess, another reference that people don't get. No.
You
Don't
Guys,
don't Google Lorena Bobbitt. You don't want
Is that
to know what
another
I'm talking
Canadian
about.
Olympian?
That is, she may have been actually, but no.
you make your way out of the woods, with Zachary the brown bear, out into the sun, which is now almost directly overhead. What now?
Nothing.
I just need to ignore that.
No, it was not you. It was just like residual.
Gotcha. You guys make your way out of the forests and back onto the back road.
Sorry. We're never gonna start playing again.
Thanks
We make
for
our way
watching
back
us,
to the
man.
forest.
See you
I'm
next
sorry,
week.
Drew. That was extremely rude of me. I'm sorry, Drew. We make our way back out of the forest, through the birdies.
Yes, with the sun nearly almost directly overhead. And I assume you're just gonna go straight back to the circus.
Yeah, I mean, keeping an eye out behind us for the other party.
Yeah,
But yeah, I guess
because
we
I
head back to the circus.
definitely, I actually, I'll say, I think we should be very careful. I do not think it is impossible that we will be ambushed, and you, pointing to Zachary, might be taken against your will again, although to Nestor, but by that brute.
Miss Tempest, are you able, with your little creatures, your little men with the papers, able to leave one with a command that if he sees somebody on a horse running this way, then he makes a scream? Or is that too complicated for your little paper people to understand?
I think probably a little too complicated. See, I'm just using kind of scraps and stuff. The effectiveness kind of depends on what I'm using for it, and I don't have anything, fancy on me. What I could do is, put something across the path and just a generic, like if it gets stepped on, have it scream.
Well, that could be anybody. I was just wondering.
Actually, I'm gonna do it anyway, because the idea of scaring some random person just with the screaming paper thing as they go by, just that appeals to me right now. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'm just gonna start I'm gonna make some really basic origami. I think I'll just do paper hats again because they're the fastest. And I'm just gonna start sprinkling them like a flower girl as we go.
Whatever floats your gondola. No?
And that's using Breath of Life. Alright. Because that is slightly, not outside of the bounds of the spell, but kind of a little bit extra you don't want to do, just make a... just make a wisdom... a general wisdom check, I suppose. 18. Yeah, seems... You obviously don't know, but the magic seems to properly impart onto the...
Because I have to set them all, so as I'm going, I'm just randomly going, help! Boo!
After about 50 minutes, so now the town is in sight. Over the horizon, it's kind of on a bit. There's a bit of a rise, so you can see looking up, and you can see just the towns right there, and then the circus just off to the side. And you hear at that point, your various screams begin to go off, and Emnail first, you see, bring back, 4, at this point, small figures, on horseback moving towards you, quite quickly.
How do we know? How do they know we have him?
There,
Out of
I
curiosity,
start.
do the screams spook the horses?
It doesn't look like it. Although they are still well off, in the distance.
Are we still in the swamp area, or are we out of the swamp?
No, you guys are almost back to the town.
Okay.
Should we try to just not outrun them? We probably couldn't do that, but if we can outpace them, even if they do ambush us, we have Zachary. I imagine, don't want to project anything on you, but imagine if they do attack us with the intent of taking you, you would be able to say that to Nestor. Should we prepare, or should we just run?
Wait, they're behind us or in between us and Nestor? Sorry.
They are behind you. It looks like they had come out maybe of the forest and like tracked you or looked for you after you had come out because they couldn't find anything. And it's like, hey, we can go take him from them.
Out of character. Tempest and I, the going into the bear's wagon, that was last night, no? We have had a long rest since then?
Yeah, we've had a long rest since then.
All right. So I will look at Zachary and I will say, my friend, please, if you do not mind, I will make you invisible. And if you do not cast and you do not attack, then nobody will know that you are walking with us. Is this amenable to you?
Sounds lovely.
Very well. And then we can continue on our way and pretend we could not find you.
So maybe we huddle with him in quote-unquote the middle so that they don't stumble on him, because I believe he does maintain a physical form, correct?
Indeed, he can walk with us. Yes, indeed.
So I don't want to like speak bad about people, but they're probably going to jump us anyways, right?
Perhaps. Well, while this is happening, before they get too close, I'll pull out a small, somewhat pliable ball of gum arabic and kind of flatten it between my thumb and forefinger and say, "Nu sarol mich," and then just kind of wink and touch our bear friend. And my little scar on the side of my cheek kind of glows slightly, and then he gets covered in a faint yellow shimmer and then vanishes.
All right. Yeah, so he is gone completely from sight. So you guys are just going to continue walking and let...
Yes, and essentially keep walking as if we didn't find him and continue walking back to them.
Yeah, so before too long, so you get maybe half the remaining distance to the town. The horses or fan out, and the horse that is carrying Emerok, which you notice is he's riding bareback. There's no saddle on the horse, as well as one of the other horses pulls up in front of you. Where is he?
I just walk around him.
Where's who?
What's that?
I just walk around the horse. Just keep walking as if he's not there.
Moves his horse, and they keep walking. What did you do with him? You said and he points to. You said they had a bear. I thought they did. It looked like they had a bear. Where's the bear?
Is he talking to the guy that
Wait,
was
he
captive
has-
of the?
Yeah.
Talking, he was talking to him and then says that to you. Says, "Where's the bear?" Says
But is
that
he
to-
talking? The guy he's talking to, was that the guy that was
one that-
captive of the Bullywugs?
Yes.
No, he is not there.
No, he's not there. Okay,
That guy
Oh.
just rolled really well on stealth for you not to see him
gotcha.
fight
Okay.
you from a distance.
Motherfucker.
Oh,
Okay.
do you want the? You know, we are tired of your idiocy. If you want the bear, I will use minor illusion to create a 5-foot image of a bear. There's your bear. If you want the bear, and I will attempt to keep walking past him.
I will follow.
I'm doing
Were
my best to
these
be dismissive
the-
of this guy.
So are all of you just continuing to walk?
Yeah,
with in step with Desiel?
Also, were these the guys that I accidentally scared too badly the other night?
It looks like one of them is.
Okay, so I'll make eye contact with him and I'll wink with him as I like kind of put my hand on my sword.
He moves his horse a little bit farther away from you.
Okay.
So you didn't find him.
I
We
know
are
where
tired
the
of
bear
your
isn't.
games. We were
I look
walking
at
through the
Abiel.
swamp. We were attacked by a giant snake. They had. We learned that there are giant frogs that apparently have captured someone, and we have come back. We are done with this bullshit. You go find who you need to find.
It's too much trouble for us. We don't want to have to deal with them. It's not worth it. The circus was meant to be fun. We don't really care enough to keep going with it.
As she say, you are beneath us. And he
Yeah, the
spits
bear's
on the
not
ground next
here.
to the horse.
Okay, Pep, make a deception check.
I'm gonna as he says
for
that.
that
Wait,
comment.
as
What
he
was it
says
that Pep said?
Pep said, "Yeah, the bear's not with us." In a very pointed.
as Pep says that, I'm gonna slap him in the back of the head, and as I do, I'm gonna cast guidance. I'm gonna be, I wish to.
Yes. All right, make a deception check. And you guys are still walking through
Yeah.
this.
Yes, I'm attempting to keep walking.
Yeah, so add your D4 to that, and they're now kind of trotting alongside you.
Yeah,
15.
I know where the bear isn't, and it isn't here.
So you just gave up?
I mean, did you see me fight you?
That's a good point. You weren't
We
very
are not
good.
members of your circus. Why are you here and not with, like, going to find your bear friend?
We can give you a map if you need it. Like if you want to go get him.
You have a map?
Yeah, sure. And I'm gonna pull out the map, and I imagine I still got like flecks of paint on my fingers, so I'll just kind of smudge a section of the map where we were with the Bullywugs and hand it over and say, it's like an hour that way. You won't need to be able to take the horses, so you might want to walk, but
All right. Boys, let's go.
You're welcome.
Looks like we don't have to rush. And they thunder off back in the other direction. Successfully convinced that you guys don't have the bear. After they leave, there's a disembodied chuckle. Oh, that's good. Oh, I like that.
Demos are up.
I'll
A lot
say-
of them.
As they're thundering off, they say, "Hey, Amarak!"
He spins on it, turns back towards you.
You
What?
know, your idiocy over this entire manor is unbearable. And I'll just cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on him.
Okay. That is a charisma save?
Whatever just pops up. A Wisdom save, DC 14.
Not super. I didn't just throw a metal dice onto my computer. That didn't happen. Oh, it's an 18.
Okay.
So he just turns back angrily and continues on.
My jokes are terrible. They're never going to work.
No, it was funny. Don't denigrate yourself. It was a great
It's
joke.
okay.
No,
it's
no,
okay.
denigrate
No,
yourself. It was not.
No, it was not that.
I'm pretty proud of
I
him.
am more persuasive than I am funny. I understand. It's okay. Anyway, they are
Fair,
gone.
it worked. You did persuade him to leave.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it
Um,
is a conciliatory effect, no?
That's fair enough. As we're walking towards the town, I'm gonna go away, get away from the side of Zachary, and I'm gonna go towards Lyra, and I'm gonna go. Are you feeling well? You were quite bummed by the interaction with that creature back there.
Oh, you mean because I'm ugly?
You're not ugly.
Well, no, guys,
I would-
listen. I was wrapped up in the moment, but it's not the first time I've heard nasty words about myself. I'll be fine. Don't worry.
No. Allow me to translate for you. You do not look like a slug.
Thank you.
There you go.
Is that the
Sorry.
omission stuff you were talking about, Emil? Or
What is this
No,
omission?
And
What
I'm
is
gonna
that?
I'm actually gonna full-fledged elbow Pep in the ribs. I'm gonna go.
You gonna contest that, Pep, or let him smack you?
I'll let him smack me.
Okay.
As I was saying.
Oh, is this like an
I
inside
actually-
joke? Man, I never get invited to
No.
those.
It is like a frog. You do not look like a frog.
Mm-hmm.
Do
I'm
you want to
human.
be found attractive by a slug? Or a frog?
I mean, what's the right answer here? I mean, I would like to say yes, but I feel like this is a test that I'm failing.
No, there is no test. It is simply somebody with the wrong, a different perspective. You are not attractive to a slug or a frog, but perhaps to others, humans, as
Humans,
yourself,
yes, as myself.
you are quite an attractive specimen. And one cannot be attractive to everything in the world.
That is absolutely true. I think you may have misread that interaction. Well, look, I am not one to talk. I generally don't know what to say to people, although I'm not quite as bad as some of us. But I do have one thing to say. Of all the things in the universe that you could be like, oh yes, I want that thing's approval, a frog, an incivilized
Whoa.
royalty frog.
Prince Frog. Not a frog. Let's get that straight. It was a Prince Frog.
A frog prince.
Yes.
A prince of frogs.
It's kind of, you know, if you're gonna get approval from a frog, it might as well be Princely Frog.
Well, but I
Yes,
still
indeed.
think like Prince Frogs here,
Hmm.
regular people here,
Hmm.
maybe,
Well,
perhaps.
we don't know if like he was just a prince frog. I mean, I don't know if you guys heard the story, but I've heard like if you kiss frogs, sometimes they turn into like humans.
I have likewise heard
I
of
will-
these
I-
stories. This is
I want
true.
to inside check. I want to inside check Pep if he's just taking the piss right now, because I actually think he's just doing this to be an asshole.
I have no negative stats, so yeah, take of that what you will. But yeah, I'll roll deception against this.
24.
I can't beat that.
Roll it anyway. Them's the rules. Roll it anyway.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Persuasion or deception, whichever is appropriate.
Yeah,
Maybe
it might
maybe
not be
GM
a lie.
roll it. Maybe GM roll it, so it's not
Oh,
immediately.
whoops! I accidentally rolled it.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it doesn't matter anyway, because now, and they'll see is when he says that, turns away. There's kind of a bit of a wry smile. He knows what he's doing.
Okay. Yeah, sure thing, pal.
So next
Um,
time we meet a frog prince, I should kiss him.
Perhaps with consent.
Of course. Okay, I'll
Yes.
make a note of that.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
The entire campaign is just going to become completely frog-based.
Regardless,
Yes.
I should tell you 2 things. Words of wisdom I must impart to you. Do not base your self-worth on the opinions of a frog or Mr. Pep.
Just those
This
two
will carry you
specifically.
far.
Okay, noted.
This will carry you far. Do not base your self-worth on the opinions of a frog or Mr. Pep.
Yeah,
And
you
will
look
go
great.
far.
Mm,
See?
I do not care that you think I look great.
There
That's
you
what I'm
go.
saying.
Right?
We're
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about human
learning.
opinions.
Hey,
I'm the only
come on,
human
come
here,
on.
you know.
I taumaturgy
Hold
just a
on,
bunch of
hold
people
on.
clapping.
Hold on, what was that, Pep? You want to say that again, Pep?
Oh, you know how
The last bit of that sentence?
I'm the only human here, so maybe between us humans, you look amazing. Yep.
So I
I'm
am.
always gonna give Daniel thumbs up. I'm always gonna be giving him thumbs up.
I am human. I am. So maybe that cancels out what you said. I need to. She's gonna make another Venn diagram in her journal, comparing all these notes to each other.
Well, I don't want to speak for either Desiel or Tempest. I do agree, however, that we shouldn't value our self-worth purely on what other people say of us. I think if that were the case, none of us would have gotten this far. There's always going to be someone to criticize. Although, I do have one thing that I really enjoy doing when people are rude to me, and that is take the kick or punch or cut the shit out of inanimate objects. You're not hurting anyone. You're not destroying anything important. Of course, don't do it to like private property or something like that. But for example, you were hella cool with the tree. So if anytime you just want to cut some other trees, just give me a message. I'm gonna pat her on the head. And I'm gonna go away.
Or if someone is rude to you, just cut them, and it's both purposes. They stop being rude, and you feel better.
Trees, people, cut them. Noted. Thank you. This has been very
Indeed.
helpful.
Always glad to listen.
Distantly, the tree she cut down sheds a tear at being called unimportant.
I actually have some of its bark with me, so like the bark starts weeping.
Bark just vibrates.
I have some leaves. I'm gonna pull out a leaf. The leaves I'm gonna make cry.
Yeah, the leaf's already pretty droopy, but it just kind of sags.
Yes, so that's something that happens every once in a while.
Yes, all your characters kind of teleport around.
Just,
Don't worry about it.
so we keep
It's a
walking.
trick for viewer retention. So, like, if you want them to change to move their eyes around on the screen, it makes them more attentive.
If people
Makes you
point
blink.
out how screwed up our interface is, then we know people are watching.
True. Any
It's exactly
feedback,
how we're gonna decide.
any
how
Big
our
brain.
good feedback.
clock.
Maybe we make people hate watch us because of how bad our everything on the tech side is for everyone.
I think now you Lyra'd the situation. You took the moral way to its extreme. Let's not go that far.
Yeah.
And also, before we leave, I would like to just ask Desiel, Tempest, and Lyra.
Everyone but
I would just, yeah, basically. I would have been like, because initially I thought it was just going to be Desiel and Tempest, but I remembered that Kendra has also shown to be magically inclined. I would just like to ask, do you have any other sorts of tricks that might be useful? Our last interaction with Nestor wasn't necessarily great, and I have reason to believe he might want to keep the money for himself. I'm not proposing we should be aggressive or anything, but at least have defensive options so that we can scram if necessary.
defensive options I have, but I do not know what would be useful.
Defensive as in fleeing, because I
Oh.
unfortunately do not think we can take on
I do
him.
not think this will be a problem, but I am not quite so. There is much
Well-
study I have ahead of me. I cannot do that. No.
Sure. Well, we always have the good old-fashioned run.
Yeah,
At this point, Desiel, you feel a weight on your shoulder, a paw pressing up when you turn. Nothing there. Now, I don't mean to interrupt your conversation,
No, please.
but the way I see it, there are two options. One, you can make me visible again, and we march up to Esther and the rest of the circus in my dramatic return. Or, he leans a little closer, we can play a little bit of a prank on him.
I could ask him what he really thinks of you.
Oh, I like that.
I could say, do you know what?
This is a terrible idea.
We
And
could
then
ask
will
him
we
what he
make-
really thinks of you. Do you really want to save this individual? If he goes and gets lost in the swamp, is he really that important to you? And we could see what he says.
Oh, I'd imagine we could make him right uncomfortable, couldn't we?
Perhaps.
I can add to the dramatics of it as well. I can, while you're invisible, I can make you float above him so that when we reveal you, you're just like a flying bear. I think that'll add to the shock factor.
Are you able to do that if you cannot see him?
That's a very good question.
That's a really good question.
Well, he's there. You know where he is. You can like
Yeah,
touch
but does it
him,
have?
I
But does
guess.
it say it has to
Does
be
it say
probably
one target
requires
you can
line of
see?
sight.
It says I
Yeah,
have to stay within range.
Just within
Well, within
range?
range is cool.
No, it has. I have to
Also-
stay within range.
See within
You have to see
range.
him
Yeah.
in range.
And
Ah,
also, like,
crap.
how heavy would this bear be? Because, like, we were struggling with the safe.
I can do up to 500 pounds with this.
Yeah,
We were struggling with the safe because we can't pull him, but I could just make him float
That's
while we were
true.
there because no one can see him.
Yeah, that's true.
Why
Because
don't
Pepe
we
and I
turn
were
the
having
safe
to, like,
invisible?
push around.
So
I don't-
yeah, it'd be cleanly under
But we can't see him.
500 pounds, probably. Although gotta love Google that it's the mass of an adult brown bear between 180 and 1,300 pounds.
Very narrow margin.
Nothing I could do with. I can't use that information at
I
all.
take mean or median. Oh.
Like around.
The median's still, like, 700 pounds.
Yeah, but he's talking about a 5-foot bear, so I think that would be on the lower end. Regardless, he's invisible, so it doesn't matter in the moment.
So he would be, because it's 5. The height they list as shoulder. So when they're down on all fours,
Yeah.
5 feet is the highest, or
Okay.
the high end. Standing, I'd imagine about half that. So around 500 pounds.
But perhaps I have interrupted you.
If
What
you could see him, you could lift him.
what is the trick that you had in mind?
Well, all I know is that I am invisible. And, well, as you can see, you've rather sent Amarok in a bit of a turn. I can't help but wonder what we could possibly do to Nestor that would give him a bit of a start. Seems you're not all on the greatest terms with him. Perhaps this will break the ice.
We ask him what he really thinks of you, and whenever you feel appropriate, you can be behind him and you can roar and make him shit his pants. No?
I find that idea fantastic.
Very well.
Love a good spot of fun.
Tempest, do you approve?
Sorry?
Do you approve of this plan?
I approve of this plan. It'd be cooler with a flying bear, but like,
It would, but can you make an invisible bear fly?
no, which is, that's
Well, I
my
can-
own fault for not thinking of this in my plan before getting all excited. So I'll just be disappointed quietly.
I cannot do this thing more than once per day, unfortunately.
Mr. Zachary, would you be annoyed at me if I would prefer to not engage in this whole plan?
It's of no concern to me either way.
Okay, I just don't want you to take this the wrong way. I just prefer to not arise the bother or enmity of Nestor. At least not anymore.
I think you'll find him of better humor than that. But
Well, they're
Perhaps.
perfectly understand.
what?
Let us go now.
Indeed. Since we keep turning away all of Drew's combats with simple persuasion.
Hey, I don't mind that at all.
I grab Zachary by the neck and cast Inflict Wounds.
He's still invisible until he attacks.
Yeah, you'd have to find him
Fair.
first. Would you be at disadvantage?
Yeah, to grab
Yes,
somebody who's
when you
invisible,
can't
that puts you at
Well, I guess
disadvantage.
to grab him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so you guys make it's not much of a walk at this point. You've already made it most of the way to the town for your interaction. You walk back up to the circus. You can see it's bustling now with activity. Several food vendors have kind of set up right around the circus grounds and are selling chicken legs and various meats and things like to eat as it's now around lunchtime. If you make your way to Nestor's carriage, in that area, you'll see him exiting the main tent at some point with his regalia. Looks like he had just finished some act of the circus. Is making his way out and makes eye contact with you and kind of looks around and then furrows his brow, making his way towards you. You're back.
We are. We are here to report an unfortunate circumstance of cheating. We have discovered that one of Amarok's individuals went sneaking into the swamp ahead of us, thereby breaking the terms of the game.
Yes, I was aware.
And then Amarok confronted us and attempted to create problems for us also directly, instead of trying to find your bear friend.
Yes, and you haven't found him then.
Well, I mean, with all of this tomfoolery, we were wondering, instead of allowing us to go and find him immediately, you made us all wait until dawn, which makes it seem like you don't really care about what happens to your friend the bear. Does he really not matter to you very much, or what?
He's shown he's capable of taking care of himself quite well. I was never all too concerned. He does this on occasion, not necessarily to this extent, and usually he tells us when he'll be gone, but I didn't consider it something all too urgent.
Well, we discovered that he was imprisoned by a group of individuals known as Bullywugs in the swamp. And after we were attacked by a giant snake, and then we discovered that he was imprisoned by a group of individuals within the swamp, we realized this is a very dangerous thing into which you have sent us.
And you considered those individuals too difficult to extract him from?
I mean, would you rather we kill them? I mean, they're just living in the swamp.
I suppose I must make my way out there and get him myself.
Oh, is this something you would do? You care about him that much?
Well, I need someone to look after the animals.
Oh.
They don't take care of themselves, unfortunately.
So it's not a personal thing, just it's a utilitarian thing.
I am fond of him. I can't pretend otherwise.
Oh, well, I'm sure he will be happy to hear that. Won't you, Mr. Zachary?
Nestor, before behind him. Now, are you going to drop the spell?
Yeah, I will drop the spell.
Yeah,
as I say that.
You see Zachary standing up on two legs with both paws and kind of brings them down on Nestor's shoulders, kind of, whoo, and then and Nestor kind of jumps back and God, Fine, you got me. As he's now on his backside in the grass. I should have expected that from you.
You did not know he could turn invisible, perhaps.
I can't say he's done it before.
He's a man of many talents.
Yes, so I've seen.
We have returned them to you at great risk to ourselves, as I have outlined. Everything except him not being with us was true. And here we are.
And well, you're here. Yes,
I
I
pull
am.
out the contract.
Wonderful to be back. I believe you owe these kind people. I understand. A piece of Amarok's possessions. Yes, and you'll be glad to hear that with the completion of this lovely contract, Amarok is now legally no longer allowed in the circus.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that part.
Oh, is that so? You finally decided you had had enough of him, eh? Yes, he ransacked one too many people this time. Although we do lose a fair bit of attention and coin, I believe that in the end, it will be more than worth it. I can't say I'm sad to see him go. No, me neither. Now that I consider it.
Well, simply so you know, all of the situation, one of his friends is currently being held captive by the Bullywugs. Another one of his friends he sent to spy on us instead of trying to track down Mr. Zachary. And he and that individual, and I believe another, are all running back into the swamp, still looking for Mr. Zachary, because they did not see him with us.
Oh dear. Well, if only I had to care about that.
Simply attempting to offer more than required in order to facilitate positive engagement between our organizations.
Certainly appreciate it. I believe I do owe you this, and he walks across the field to his carriage, or chained to the front of it is the large safe that you guys had extracted. And he takes out that large key ring, locks the padlock on the chain, undoes that. Here you are. I must say, it was very difficult to get it here. I don't suppose you'd want to carry it. In all honesty, I'm not sure it's very full at the moment. Could probably take the contents.
I mean, Pep and you guys had a wagon, right? I could get it up, and we could put the wagon under it. If we could get some horses.
Technically not my
Was-
wagon, but
Yes, wasn't the wagon the Jocks? Like the managers?
Yes, so Jacques' wagon, and he has left. But Nestor kind of...
He gave it to us, no? He gave it to Mr. Pep.
Allow me...
Pep's wagon.
Well, Jacques left within the wagon.
Oh, with the wagon. Okay.
He
got it.
took his wagon, and
Okay, all right.
he took his ball and went home, and ball meaning
Fair
wagon
enough.
context.
But there is Hammerrock's wagon.
So Nestor, as it turns out, I'm not feeling particularly charitable to Mr. Amarok, the Obliterator. That is not, per se, his wagon. As you noticed, I have a key to the safe. The key. Well, he might have a copy, although it wouldn't surprise me if he'd lost it. The wagon does belong to the circus, and I can't very well just lug along an empty wagon, now can I?
No, this seems unreasonable.
Are you inviting us to join the circus? I mean,
Well, I wouldn't make such intimations necessarily, but
He leans over. I believe he was inviting us to take the wagon.
oh.
you certainly may have the wagon. Wherever you'd like to go with it, should that route coincide with the circus, I'm not
You are
entirely going...
welcome to join our circus, if you like.
You invite
Well,
me.
do we have a horse? Cause
At the moment, you don't have horses.
I'm just saying, I don't know how many of you. No offense to all of you, but I don't think anyone here can lug the wagon around other than
Me, I know. You can say it.
Yes, you.
You can lug a wagon.
Possibly. Yeah, I could try. I've never tried,
People can
so
do
I don't
it
know.
with their minds too.
Mm-hmm.
Would we be able to acquire a horse or two, Mr. Nestor?
Well, you could purchase them in town.
Huh?
Or,
Pretty much.
I believe I could rustle up a few extras. Of course you'd pay, but not nearly as much as you would for one in town, I would imagine. They tend to be used horse salesmen. You know how they can be.
Yes, of course.
I didn't.
Well, if
ruin
you would
that
like us to
joke
take
by
a wagon and a
accidentally
couple of
saying the thing
horses.
that I was saying. Oh well, I can't very well give you the horses now, can I? That would be too easy.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Do we need the whole safe? Can't we just take what's inside?
Well, do we want the wagon is the question. Whether or not we want the safe
Oh
or
yeah,
not.
I'm
do we
all
want
aboard
the
for the wagon plan. Yeah, I
yeah.
just don't
Well,
know
if we are going
need
to take the wagon, we might as well take the safe, no?
Yes,
yeah,
the safe
I
can
mean,
prove to be useful. Would you mind? And throughout this whole conversation, I was intentionally avoiding eye contact with Nestor. I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna be. Would the safe have the padlock and the key included? Because otherwise, I don't think the safe would be of much use. Not wanting to shackle any possessions away from you just seems like it's part of the package, as it may.
Naturally, I won't have any use for it. I don't plan to rob you. Yet.
Well, or
That's fair
perhaps we
enough.
could trade you a very nice and very good condition safe for a few horses to pull the wagon.
Make a persuasion check. This isn't is it fourth edition that has barter checks or third edition? Third
It's-
3.5.
I don't
Are they
know,
both?
There's persuasion.
I
don't know.
I haven't actually played either of them, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure barter checks used to be a thing.
Yeah.
No.
6. Super persuasive.
6.
Well, we were due one.
Yeah.
You've got your chrono shifts, don't you?
I do. Yeah, sure. This seems important. I will try
Yeah,
that.
because that worked real good last time.
It'll help me roll it. Maybe I should
Hey,
like.
it can't get much worse. It can get worse. It can't get much worse.
Yeah, let me refresh the web page. So like
Yeah, there you go.
It can get 50% worse, I guess.
It could get one worse.
Yeah.
But it could also get 18 better.
There you go. Let's try this. That's
Well,
average.
I mean, that's better. That's twice
Seems
as good
reasonable.
as what you were going to get. I will say. I will take the safe. As well as. He kind of does. 20 gold ahead for 2 horses. That's quite a discount.
Is it?
Was it?
Yeah,
shouldn't
the
it
average,
be-
the cost of a horse is, oh, it does a riding. Oh, hold on. I
depends if it's a draft or riding or war horse,
Yes,
basically.
that is my error. 15
Draft horse, I
gold.
guess.
15 gold ahead. That'd be 30 gold in the safe. Far less than you'd pay for 2 draft horses elsewhere.
Surely. I do have 2 quick questions before we make some sort of negotiation. Questions to the group. First of all, wouldn't it be a decent idea for us to find out exactly how much is in there so that we can divvy up and see how much we can do it? And secondly, independently, if we're gonna be tracking along with Mr. Nestor's circus, does this mean we will be traveling together?
I don't know. Does everybody wish to stay together? Do you wish to be a member of our circus, Miss Lyra? Miss Tempest? Well, obviously, Mr. Pep has already hired us all as his managers. The question is, does anybody wish to jump ship, so to say?
Yes.
Jess, you wish to jump ship?
No, join your circus.
Ah, fair. Very good. And Miss Tempest? You are glowering over there very intently.
I mean, you guys have been pretty entertaining so far.
Is it up to you?
I just want
Remember,
to point out.
I was just gonna say, remember, I can do this, and I'm gonna create little lightning, like thunder sounds around Tempest with automator you can trip.
A strong sell. I mean, I don't really suppose I have anywhere better to be. Why not? Let's make our own circus. A happier circus. No grumpy people allowed.
Very well.
Sorry, Mr. Pep.
Are we sure we want to be following? Like, no offense, Nestor. I couldn't just overhear that you weren't planning on robbing us yet.
It is not that we are going to follow him. The question at the moment is whether we all want to stay together and have a wagon.
Well, I mean, you're all my managers, so I assumed, like, that was, I mean, you guys want to, like, I can pay you, too. How much is in that safe again?
Well, that comes back to the point, which is, I think we have no idea. We should probably open that.
The only all you know is it's around 100 gold pieces, somewhere in that realm.
Around more or less 100 gold. So do we give him the safe and 30 gold, and we have a carriage and a couple of horses to go wherever we may go?
Sure, but do you mind if we just, like, see what's in the safe first?
Yeah.
Nestor?
Be my guest. And he flips through and finds the key, hands it to Pep.
Okay, I'll go open up the safe.
All right. You open it up and find, looking down in it, looks like a good bit of gold in there.
Around 100, in my guesstimation.
Your estimation, it's more gold than you've ever probably seen in one place.
Okay, we're good, yeah.
Yes, so we take the contents of the safe, and he takes the safe and 30 of the gold. And we divvy the rest.
You mean I get paid in this circus? I'm in. I'm definitely in.
In our circus, yes. You are rewarded for your efforts in our circus.
Very well. So you're gonna shovel the gold out?
Sure, yeah. We'll take it out and I guess give him, we'll put 30 gold on top of the safe and take the rest out. And anything else interesting in the safe besides the gold?
Doesn't appear so right now.
Okay. I like to search the bottom, see if there are any hidden compartments in the safe.
Yeah. You push on the bottom of the safe, or on the side, and you can see that the side is open, but you're still like, maybe, who knows?
Maybe, who knows?
Hammerrock doesn't seem like much of a collect. There are a couple like old betting slips that he never really bothered to cash in. But yeah, he didn't seem like the person who likes to collect anything other than gold.
I have a side question. Did we ever collect the smaller box? The one that was Jacques?
I handed that out early.
Desiel swiped that.
Yeah, Desiel hasn't handed that out. Desiel hasn't said anything about... Yeah,
as far as
moment, as far as anyone else knows, we haven't gotten that gold.
Or that gold was in...
Yeah.
You guys didn't get that gold.
Yeah, not yet. Pep, that's actually been hidden. Most of it, anyway, has been hidden. Pep handed us the gold that he was like. We divvied up the gold that Pep was paid, the 20 gold that was paid
Yes.
out of this safe, actually.
Out of this safe to compensate for the 20 that was removed, but Desiel has that 20.
Yes.
You committed insurance fraud.
Yes, basically.
In a manner of speaking, you committed a strange form of insurance fraud.
Yeah.
Before I start to see both Pep and Desiel start taking the gold pieces and putting on top of the safe. I think as a sign of goodwill, and then I start messing around with one of the pouches that I have on my belt, and I take around 10 gold pieces, and I go, this is for the horses and for a good gesture. I believe this will be of good use if we do plan to stick together for a while. And I put 10 gold on top of the safe for the horses and the wagon.
So Desiel leaves another 20 gold on top of the wagon from the safe.
Yeah. So you're up to the 30. Yes, you're good.
We're up to the 30.
Okay, so we're just taking 20 out of our contents.
We're taking 20 out of the safe and leaving it on top of the safe, along with the safe and the 10 gold that Amniel just put on top. And we're taking the rest to divvy up.
Okay, perfect.
So basically, yeah, whatever was in the safe minus 20, what do we end up with, Drew?
Yes. All right. So if you go through and count it, you end up with 77 gold pieces, minus the 20 that you gave, and the 20. Or no, it's that is the minus what you paid and what had been pulled out of it before. So if you do the math, there was about 117 in their original.
All right.
And yes, I did roll for that. That wasn't. I didn't come up with that number just to spite you guys
Sure.
with
No.
with a number that's not divisible by 5.
So Desiel will basically just hand everybody 15 gold, and he hands Amniel 17 gold to make up for the extra 2 gold because Amniel took some of his own and put it on top of the safe.
We're doing banking now, so he takes 10 here, goes here, and then 10 here. Welcome to your daily macroeconomics lesson.
Thank you. You're way too kind, Desiel. Should we go see our new possessions? I believe Mr. Nesser has a lot to see, and if I am not mistaken, I believe Miss Tempest still wanted to see the Acrobat show, so I think we should chop so she wouldn't miss it.
Indeed. And I already have at least one of our rooms reserved through this evening. So we should return to the inn eventually this evening.
Although, you guys now have a carriage to sleep in, should you wish.
As well.
Does it... Well, I guess we're going to it right now, but does it fit all 5 of us?
Yeah, I mean, there were 5... If you
5
remember,
bunks
there
inside
was
the carriage.
Amarok and his...
Holy
and 4
shit.
with him.
It's less of a wagon and more of a, like, RV.
Yeah,
We bought a motorhome.
That makes sense. You got 2 and 2, and then 1 in the front.
Yeah, so it's like 2 bunks along the side, and then a slightly nicer compartment in the front. Now, who's gonna sleep there? That's between you guys. But yeah, so you guys go to check out your wagon.
I don't want to say that I'm the chosen one, but I do have the halo. No, I'm just shitting with you.
He doesn't literally have a halo.
Can I actually hang back with Nestor for a moment?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. I mean, it's evident that, yeah. Everyone make sure that you add 15 gold to your inventory, except for Walt, add 17, I guess, after you take out your 10.
So take out 7. Wait, no.
Add 7.
Add 7. Yes.
I almost got you. No,
I had 14. I took 10 away, and then I added 17, so I'm at 21. Yes.
Now I'm committing banking fraud.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So yes, Pep, you hang back.
Nestor, so I'm just wondering, like, how much would it cost me to convince you to keep Amarok in your circus?
What?
I mean, I just know what it's like to, not, be left behind by your manager. And, it seems like this is a good place to, live. So I'm willing to pay to keep Amarok in your service,
So you mean to tell me that you went through this entire
I mean, we're still taking his card, but yeah.
circus, as it were, because you had money stolen from you by Amarok, and now you're telling me you're going to pay money to keep Amarok where he is?
Well, I don't know if the others know because they weren't in the ring with him, but that dude punches fucking hard. So I just don't want a guy like that kind of on my trail. You know what I mean? And I think you, considering you got that mind stuff, I don't know, you can keep him, kind of at the circus.
If you're suggesting that I keep Amarok under pretense of puppetry.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe just omit some things. I learned this word from my friend. Omission. Don't tell him that you meant to fire him. You can just stick around. This way, you get to keep a good fighter, and we don't have to worry about someone following us.
Amarok becomes a G in episode 67.
Now, does your cabal intend to stay near the circus?
I don't know, really. I was thinking, we could maybe hit up a university. I don't know if you've heard it. It's called Core something. I don't know. I heard that like a lot of hoity-toity elves live there or something like that.
Brent.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
I know it. Well, enjoy your stay there.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, so I'm guessing that's a no on the whole like keeping Amarok.
My concern is that if you are both here at the same time, I will not be able to step in as readily as I did last night.
All right, well, that's fair. I noticed...
I will consider it, but not. I don't believe if you're going to stick around living in his home.
All right, that's fair.
A bit of unnecessary strife.
Speaking about that university that I just, heard about, you wouldn't know, like, if they're accepting students or anything, I think I got a real shot,
Huh. No, I don't know if they're taking students. I don't.
Insight check.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, 1 second. Shoot. Okay, I'm not good at this.
Oh my god!
You can tell that the mention of Cormorant Universe, or the Cormorant Royal College, has stiffened him up. He was in a pretty good humor with his Beastmaster returned. He's kind of emotionally stepped away. I mean, he's not lying to you, like, he doesn't, why would he know if they're accepting students? There's a cold dismissal.
You good, Nestor?
I suppose that it could be worse.
All right, well, I guess I'll see you when I see you. Maybe at the university, who knows? I don't know. I'll see you, yeah. And I walk out.
Queensbury.
Oh, yeah.
You don't... I don't know where you... I suppose Zachary would have told you, wouldn't he? You don't need to dance around the questions of my parentage. You're not
Whoa.
all that subtle.
Oh, I mean, maybe Zachary mentioned something. I don't know. Lots of people were talking. Something about your mom, and then I don't know. I wasn't really listening, to be honest. But you know, I mean, I have a hard relationship with my dad too. I totally understand where it's coming from. You know.
Yes, my mother works at the university.
Oh, really? You don't say. Oh, So, what? Well, then you gotta weigh in. Oh, perfect.
No, I can't say I do. The academics of the Royal College are very cold and non-deferential.
Okay. Cold and non-deferential. Gotcha. Thanks. I mean, good luck with the whole circus business. Yeah, I'm just gonna catch a drink. Yeah, I'll see ya. I'm walking backwards out of the tent. Like,
Hey, Pep,
wait.
are you coming?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's my friend's calling me. My manager's
Let's go
calling me.
check out the wagon.
I gotta go. Yeah. Abracadabra. Bye. Yeah. I'm gonna run out.
Okay. Hey, Nestor.
As we're calling him, sorry, as we're calling Pep, I'm just gonna turn to Desiel and I'm going, he's all right.
I am impressed. You did not use thaumaturgy this time to call him. Hey, Nestor. Just so you know, the swamp wants Zachary back. So y'all need to get the fuck out of here.
Was there a time limit?
A day
We
or
are
two.
staying.
1 or 2
Oh.
days. They want them back.
Follow the flies.
I don't think I'll take you up on that offer.
Got any... Where should we go next? For an intrepid group of adventurers like us.
We do notice that we all sound like we're drunk right now. Or is
Yeah,
it
you're
just
all
me?
kind of calling across a field.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
You're still like you're. It's like when you're talking to somebody, but you're like past the
Like
point
yelling at them from
Yeah,
across the
you're
fucking
past
field.
yeah, you're past the point of comfortable conversation, like across a room, like a big
Yeah.
room, and it's like you say something and you mean it to be just like a call and response, but then you start having a conversation, and it's like it's awkward to break
Yeah.
what you're doing.
And like other people are trying to have conversations between us, and we're like yelling
Yeah.
across them.
Well, there's always interesting things happening up the coast.
Okay, good luck.
You as well.
I'm gonna lean over Desiel and say, I thought we weren't leaving yet. My acrobats.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Guys. Yeah.
Embrace the chaos.
So, I don't know. You guys seem to know a lot about magic and stuff. So, I was thinking, I don't know if you knew, but Nestor's mom works at the Royal College.
Yes, the Corborant, the Royal, Corborant Royal College. Yes.
Yeah, he's a little touchy about it too. Don't mention it in front of him. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we are going our separate ways at the moment. Except for Miss Tempest wishes to see the acrobats. I've already paid for an evening at the inn, so I won't be sleeping in the carriage today. Others are welcome to join.
I think it might not be a terrible idea for us to spend the night in town. If some of us wish to be frugal and sleep in the wagon, I think that's fine. I do think that now that we have horses to take care of, we should concern ourselves in maybe getting necessary equipment for if we need them to be saddled or tied to the wagon. I think a day in the town tomorrow so we can organize our stuff, pack up, and go wherever we wish to go. I don't think it's such a bad idea. I don't know what you guys think.
It makes sense to me.
I just need
Besides-
to say bye to my friends
Sorry.
at the circus before we leave. So, but after that, I'm totally free to do whatever.
Yeah. Do you have friends? Miss Tempest wants to see the acrobats. I actually wouldn't mind having a word with Mr. Nestor. I mean, it's the middle of the day. We have the rest of the day, no?
Oh,
Yes.
now we're doing that super awkward thing where you say goodbye and then you walk in the same direction.
I'd call that more of a Midwest goodbye, where you say goodbye, but that's like the start of the leaving, where it's like, oh, I better get going, and then you just slowly make your way towards the door to leave. Because like you
Also-
never actually leave when you say goodbye.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if any of us have much experience in the way of dealing with animals, but you, Miss Tempest, you seem so joyful, and animals just tend to love people with such radiant energy. Would you mind trying to help me see how we can deal with the horses?
No.
No, she would not mind.
Yes, I would mind. No, I won't help you.
Okay. Okay, then.
Glad we could come to an agreement.
Well, I believe that I will leave you to your duties then. And I'm gonna start going towards the wagon / the horses and trying to just leave things organized. But as I go, I'm gonna go to Desiel and I'm gonna say, just kind of leaning towards him, I think we should discuss some things in private later. Please come find me.
Very well.
Tempest will shout after you, buy a muzzle!
I'm just gonna thumbs up. Well, not even looking, just
I do not understand.
Wait, is everyone leaving? Is anyone still
People
here?
People are starting to disperse.
Guys, I'm gonna take out my coin purse, and I'm gonna hand everyone 5 gold coins. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, so I heard the manager fee is about 25%, and there's one. So yeah, here you go, and I'm gonna give them each five gold coins.
Do you understand? You are given 15 gold, and now you are attempting to give out 20 gold.
Yeah, I mean, I got 22 here, so it's okay. I mean, it's no big deal.
25%.
I'm not there.
4 ways.
So
Okay, I'll just hand it to
I
whoever's
take
here.
it, yeah.
5 gold coins.
Thanks. Wow,
All
the
right,
manager.
well, guess you're my managers now.
So exciting.
Pleasure doing business with you. Do you want a contract?
Oh yeah, that'd be great. I mean, you seem really good at those. I mean, I didn't get contracts with Jack before, so
We can write one over dinner. I'm sure we'll be able to come up with something that makes no sense whatsoever, but works for us.
yeah. Is that how contracts are supposed to work?
That's how they work for me. You gotta make
Okay,
the
I mean-
contract work for you.
All right. I mean, you guys are already the best managers I've had, so yeah, I'll take it.
So shall we have dinner in town, and
So should we
so
just
meet back at the tavern to have
Yeah.
dinner in town, or
Yeah. I think that
and
works.
that way you can say goodbye to your
All my friends, yep.
So that way you can say goodbye to your friends, and you can go speak with your acrobats and know when they're going to perform. And Mr. Pep, I don't know what you want to do, but
I was gonna get a drink. You wanna come?
yeah, absolutely. Let's do that.
Also, who takes the gold from me, just so I know?
I do. For sure.
I do.
Okay, 15. Okay, perfect.
I mean, if someone
So-
came up to you and offered you like $50,
Yeah,
you're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
take it probably.
yeah. So I'm like,
I mean,
I
should you
just saw.
though?
I just saw.
Should you?
I just saw him throw a bunch of gold away at the tavern last night. So it's like, I'll
Better
pay it for
it-
safekeeping.
Better
It's
it stay within the
better it
ecosystem.
stays within the group than he just like pays somebody 10 gold for a stein of beer.
Yeah, that reminds me, there's another D&D channel, and they have this with one of their characters, the bard, whose whole thing is whenever they get a bunch of gold, he wants to bury it somewhere. The problem is he never keeps track of where he buries it. So they have to make sure that the gold never goes to him because he'll go bury it or throw it in a lake. And it's like, okay, so I threw it there and then completely forget.
Well, I know where I buried the gold from the strongbox. That's why I'm staying back at the inn tonight. So yeah, yeah, Jess, let's go back to the inn. I'll accompany you. We can have a drink and help Mr. Amniel with the horses and the carriage, and then we could all have a drink, and then the ladies can say goodbye to their friends or talk to the acrobats. And at some point, I'd like to speak to Mr. Nestor, but the day is early.
Yes, for sakes of organization, as soon as I get the horses and like tie them to the wagons and stuff, because I imagine they will come with minimal equipment. Like I imagine no saddles or things, but I imagine some ropes.
There's
stuff.
like the wagon itself has the harnesses for the
Cool.
horse and the hitch all there. It's not on the so yeah, you have that and
Cool.
you have
So
what's
as
required. You have what's required to get them there. The wagon already has a small store of hay for the horses
Cool.
to eat.
Yeah, just so when I finish like doing this thing, because I imagine it's going to take a little bit of time, I will move over to the inn, like try to find a spot where I can place the wagon nearby, so we can keep an eye out.
Yeah, we are. Like Desiel will help, and I assume if Pep is coming too, like we'll help you get all that situated.
If you need any heavy lifting, Pep will help.
Yeah, so you guys move the carriage out of the loose ring around the circus, bring it into town.
Go park it behind the inn, where Amarok doesn't see it.
Find the $5 parking.
So that's it. I guess we've got Lyra wants to say goodbye to her friends. Tempest wants to hang out with the acrobats, and I just need a quick conversation with Nestor.
I'll go find the people that I volunteered with. Those are my friends, and I say goodbye to them.
So you find a group, and they're like hauling, because we kind of tick forward in the day, and the acrobats are performing around sundown, so their last act of the night, last act of the circus, kind of the big finale. So as we kind of tick that way, I'll kind of sweep things across. So yeah, you find and they're like lifting the supports for the acrobats, and they're you're
hey guys,
where did you go? You were supposed to be.
I had to go rescue Zachary the talking bear. I, met the queen of Bullywugs and obviously her son who was sending me mixed signals. It's very complicated stories. Anyways, I just want to say goodbye to you guys, and we've become such good friends over these past few days. And yeah, I have a new job as a manager where I actually get paid, so goodbye.
Goodbye.
And good luck with what you believe in doing. Yeah. And then I'll turn and walk out.
And they've already, by the time you finish, they've already started to ignore it. And because we have a couple meaty conversations coming up in the next bit, we've got some people who need to jet. We're going to call things right there. So next week we will start with the acrobats performance. Tempest and any of you who are there, or any of you all invited there, speaking with the acrobats, and Desiel's conversation with Nestor, as well as whatever it is we have coming next. So tune in, check that out next week when we're here. In the meantime, find us everywhere that's in the description of this stream, as well as the link tree and elsewhere, and we'll see you all next
Just
week.
search table quests and see what turns up. It might be us, it might not be.
It's a pretty original
Hopefully
name.
it will.
It turns out there's some like massive streamer that we just never knew. They don't do D&D, they do something else, so we wouldn't have like come across them.
They stream
really
making tables.
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
Carpentry, yeah. Hopefully that's not a thing. Hopefully it'll be us wherever you find us. But if you need help, it's weird pointing down because when I do this, I'm pointing at Kendra, but to you, the rest, everyone else, I'm pointing to the about section of our Twitch page.
Ah.
We will see you all later.
Bye.